know if this is in my face or not, but
Yeah, that's. I was gonna actually ask you the same thing. So are we?
let me move it. Either way, it's gonna be a good conversation, guys. Welcome to Vaso de Leche. I am the host, Leche, and today we have the one and only Arturo Saro. Priving from, was it priving? No, what do you say? Deriving from. Priving. I don't know what priving is a word. Deriving from the city of
Southgate.
Southgate.
Ya tú sabes.
So give everyone a round of a
Clap. There you go.
Arturo Saro. What is your handle on Instagram, Art? What's your handle on Instagram?
Asaro_5.
Saro SARO_5.
Let me double check that.
He's gonna get a fact check guy. We're gonna get a fact check guy.
Yeah, can we check, please?
Let's go ahead and find out what his actual Instagram is.
Yeah,
It is correct.
Confirmed.
It is confirmed. Locked in. Saro_5.
5.
So man, thank you so much for coming.
Wait. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course. Are you kidding me? You're actually my first guest on Vaso de Leche. And who better than you, man? Like,
oh man, I appreciate that.
I think you play a big role in my life, and not only on inspiration from his Instagram, but just in our conversations and our day-to-day interactions.
For sure, those conversations, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Are crazy. He comes and he gets haircuts, and I kid you not, the haircut could last 30 minutes, but the conversation piece is like another hour.
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this. Actually, Arturo had started Instagram, and he was vlogging for a while himself.
Yeah.
And he warned me, like, man, it's difficult. It's difficult to stay consistent. It's difficult to stay on top of it, and it's just like, it's a lot of work. But this was like over a year ago, I believe, right? Or how long do you think it's been?
A year.
And since then, I've been trying to do this YouTube channel, and I was gonna get my butt in gear, but long story short, we're finally here.
After a year.
After a year, we're finally here. And so I think one of our conversations that we tend to have a lot, and the topic of this episode is going to be balance, right? Balance. What is balance? Can you actually achieve balance?
Is it attainable? Is it something that we can honestly get to?
Right. Yeah. And also, is it sustainable?
Right. It's not just getting to it, for a little bit of time and then falling out of balance. So it's about sustainability. So
can I stay there? So I guess the first question we'll straight jump into it is,
vámonos.
Can you have balance in life?
That's the $1 million question. I personally think that it's.
Let me cut you off right before. Let's actually define balance first. What is balance?
To have everything in an even keel, to be happy and content across the board, that nothing is being left behind, nothing's being neglected in your life. Nothing's depriving your time, your emphasis, your importance, your priority.
So if we're to put balance in percentages, is balance like everything is like, if it's equal, is it 50-50? Is it 100-100? Or is it like, what is, like, how do we measure balance, if you will?
That's the tough part, because like you said, the more things that you're doing, obviously, if you have 100%, then you have more, you have to divide that more
100%.
times. Yeah. So if it's 2 things that you're prioritizing, then, let's do 50-50. So if you're working 8 hours, let's assume, 4 hours. That's a little bit more manageable, right?
Right.
But then you start incorporating more things. Now it's, guess what? It has to be divided by 5 things, 6 things. And is that really balanced? Because now you're giving something maybe 10% of your time, 20% of your time. And then how successful are you really in those 10%?
So do you feel like people like you and I and everybody else struggle with balance because we have too much to balance, like too much on our plate?
Absolutely. But it can be too much, or you're just so consumed by even one thing. Let's focus on someone that just is doing one thing. Then that person is imbalanced, because let's say that they're a perfectionist, or they're pursuing this incredible goal or feat, which it requires for you to have massive success, right? But then they're neglecting their health, or their personal relationships because hey, you're not going out, or hey, we haven't talked, or you're not investing time in relationships that are near you. And so is he balanced? Well, maybe in his definition, he's like, well, yeah, because I have 100% here.
Right.
And he's not prioritizing the rest. Right.
So how important is the rest? So if that's his goal, but maybe others see that he's not putting enough time to something else, like
I think it changes. I think it changes because our priorities change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on the success that you're achieving. Mm-hmm. I think we evolve, and so what was important today might not be so important tomorrow because now you have something else, right? And
Correct.
so priorities change, and so then perhaps once he's developed something, that certain individual has achieved his goal, he's reached that top of the mountain, perhaps his goals change, and so then his priorities change, and now then he pursues something else. But going back to balance, I mean, I think it's up to oneself. Like, hey, what is it that I want? What is it that I'm doing? And how am I dividing my time to each thing?
So, because I struggle with the idea of balance. I struggle with the concept of you can do multiple things at once, or like multitasking, if you will.
You can't though. I honestly don't. Let's talk about multitasking.
Right.
Can you honestly say that by juggling 3-4 things at the same time? Because I have my business partner, Diana. She'll have Netflix playing, listening to music, and then doing a task.
Right.
And I call her on it. I'm like, hey, like, do you really think that you're maximizing and being as efficient as you possibly can with doing, like, having so many things
going
happening around your environment? And she says that she's capable, and I'm still calling you out on that, Diana, because in my honest opinion, no, at least for me, I cannot. I have to focus on one thing, knock it off the checklist,
right.
Yeah, and then let's move on to the next.
And I think the same way. Like multitasking, yes, I can do multiple things at once, but I'm doing none of them at 100%.
Correct.
So then,
how quickly are you really executing that one task first before moving on to the next?
Right.
Because then you're doing 3, 4. One of them is gonna be compromised.
Sacrificed.
You're gonna sacrifice one. You're gonna fuck up on one of them. You're gonna make a mistake. Whereas, hey, I focus on one, I double check, triple check, done, on to the next. So I think that is, in the long run, a lot more sustainable because you're so focused on one thing. Knock it out, move on,
and get it done again to the next one.
Vámonos.
So then, all right. So if we're kind of like, let's summarize. So if we feel like you can't multitask at 100% with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So you can multitask, but you're not giving each one 100% of your attention.
Right.
And we don't think that's efficient.
Not at all.
Balance is being able to have core things, not too many things, but have kind of core items that you can go ahead and answer that and get them on top of this call.
Right, that's my headphones. Hey, Dad, you're 60 years old.
How
did you find balance?
Yeah.
And it's funny because he checks me on that because he helps me with the businesses. He's very much around and involved, and so right away he'll tell me, hey, you're slacking on this, or hey, what about that? And it's funny because I think we had that conversation about that, and he's like, oh, it's about balance, and then I looked at him, I'm like, well, when you were raising me and my older brother, Memo, where was the balance there? Because he was in my position where I am now. We were about the same age. He was 32 years old when he had me. Multiple businesses. He was traveling a lot, and I'm a byproduct of that type of lifestyle.
Right.
And so the long hours as an entrepreneur, you open, you close, and he was doing international business, and so he was gone for 2-3 weeks at a time, and where was the balance there? We had to develop, my brother and I had to develop ourselves
pretty young,
right? Had to mature pretty young.
So we have two parts in that. So it's either somebody who lived an unbalanced life, giving us advice to live a balanced life, or myself, I see it as in, wait, you were successful, you have successful children because the work ethic is you got to give your one thing the 100% of attention, and other things might slack off. But as long as you're not dropping them,
Yeah.
then, I mean, you got to find success. The other piece I was going to get to is how do we turn on and off the switch if we're going to move on to another task? So, for instance, let's just say professional, personal, relationships, like personal relationships,
Okay.
and then your personal body, right? Your energy, soul, mind. So how do we turn them off when we're moving on to the next?
I think you have to just be mindful and present, because if I'm here, it doesn't suit me. It doesn't do me anything. It doesn't help me. It doesn't, help me be more productive if I'm physically here, but mentally I'm thinking about something else.
Right.
Which I had experienced a lot last year when I was trying to juggle
Do
a lot
both.
more. I was trying to pursue golf, and then I was, trying to do business and develop MacroFit a lot more. And I was very naive to think that, I can multitask. I can do two things at once. I can travel, compete. I can be at the course. But guess what? I'm at the course getting phone calls with the office, and then I'm at the office thinking of the course.
Right.
So you're not present, and to have to switch that on and off, I think you have to be mindful and check yourself anytime where you're losing, you're wandering off, and like, hey, focus on this. So I mindful and present.
So, So is that the balance? Is the balance comes from self-awareness, not so much what you can accomplish at one time?
I think that's my definition of more so a balance as well. Like to be constantly reminding myself and like, hey, you're kind of neglecting this, you're neglecting that.
Right.
Focus a little bit more of the time in that. If in fact it's important to me, right?
Right.
Because we make time for things that are important to us.
And we make a lot of times for things that are not
important to us. Right,
That's
right. And that's something that I had to learn with 75 Hard, because I called my own bullshit. I was like, I'm full of shit, because now I have more things to do and I'm getting them done. And before I'm like, I don't have time, or no, I wasn't making time for this. I was getting distracted a lot, right? And so going back to, I don't think we'll ever achieve a balance. I think it's something that you pursue. And as long as you're constantly reminding yourself, you'll have a much more balanced, somewhat of a balanced life, right? But it's a constant pursuit of it.
So is a balanced life the term food for the soul, the mind, or the body?
Trifecta, everything, I think.
You think it's all three?
Yeah, because we have to pursue balance of the physical health, mental.
What is it? How can I say?
Or did I understand you wrong?
No. I think I asked it wrong. I worded it wrong. Because yes, you do want to have balance in all three. But I guess what I was going to say, I want to say which one benefits more out of it. That's a better question. Like, which one does your body benefit more? Does your mind, the peace of mind?
I think because we have our body, we have our mind, right? And so without one, you can't have the other. Unless it's, not in a healthy way. It has to be.
I heard Walt Disney's is frozen, so his brain's frozen, and he's still. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, because because let's assume someone's very successful monetarily, right? Professional, vergolaga, just has on this shit, which is money, success. He's very renowned.
He's talking about himself, right?
But then his health is declining, right? Because he's
talking about me now.
Camera.
Zoom into this. He wants this one.
Wah, wah, wah. So no, but yeah, let's. Then he wasn't a balanced individual. He paid the ultimate price physically, because none of that success is going to mean anything when he's on his deathbed at 40, 45.
So now if I flip it and I ask you, well, what about people who have great physique,
Yeah.
And they they're doing well for themselves in their career,
but spiritually or
mentally they're not balanced.
And
perhaps
perhaps
you so many people take their lives.
Absolutely. And athletes, I completely agree. That's again being mindful of what your mental health is, and more importantly your self-esteem. Because especially when with social media and people with people that have great physiques, they're in front of the camera, they have to look a certain way because that's their job, that's their livelihood,
Right.
right? And or they're competitors, and so now you're getting judged by others as, you know, why you didn't win first place because, oh, you're lacking in this or that. So I can't imagine that mental struggle with yourself. You're constantly not happy. You're constantly pursuing this perfect physique, and he might not have the best, you know, mental health.
Right.
But again, we don't know. What if they're completely happy?
Right.
That's our assumption. I mean, we're not.
Like,
I'm competing next year.
I think, okay.
Yeah, I'm dropping that right now.
Announced here on Vaso de Leche.
Yeah. La fecha, por favor, because it's gonna happen next year, 2021. As long as
I'm gonna edit his. Look, if you flex, it's gonna be the size of my head.
No.
Don't. It's a nice shirt. Don't rip it. Don't rip it.
Tienen que pagar para eso. No es gratis, no.
No es gratis. Golosos. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's more food for the mind.
Well, it has to be. I think now
because people have.
That's where it starts. It has to start from the mind because
everything starts. Yeah.
Everything starts from the mind. The thought, the purpose, the intent of, hey, well, I have to be healthier. I have to be more balanced. But it starts with the mind.
Take away the physique.
Okay.
Like, if your mind isn't prepared for your soul, for the spiritual part, then you won't, find that quote unquote balance. If you're not ready for the physical part, then you won't find that balance. Or I guess what am I trying to say? Like, I'm trying to kind of say, like, I guess I'm putting the mind over everything, if that makes any sense.
So let's go through numeric order. I think it would have to be first the mind, the soul, and then the body.
Yep, that's how I have.
Is that what you would comment below? What's your?
Hence why this is the last thing.
Buena suerte.
Buddha. What did I say? Yeah, no, for real.
Comment below. Like, give us your opinion on what's your order.
Your
ranking of.
What's more important between the mind, spirit, or body?
I mean, perhaps other people would say the soul, mind, then the body.
And some people say when my body's in good shape,
then I'm able to.
Peace of mind. Yeah.
I'm very interested to see the feedback on that.
Yeah, so am I, and I like, man, I love these type of conversations. Hence why we have them for so long when we are here, because it's really. I like to say a tennis match, and it's like just bouncing ideas off of each other, one and one. It's not about who's right and wrong. It's just about learning something.
Absolutely. And I think the more you're in an environment that it's okay to be devil's advocate, because time and time again, he'll hit me with a different perspective, right? And he has mad love for me, but he'll even then challenge me like, yo, well, B, like, are you seeing that situation because te conviene, or like what about this, right? And I take a step back and I'm like, okay, well, that's good, opposed to like, other people that might just, oh yeah, te siguen el rollo, right? They just kind of egg you on, and then you don't have that different perspective, that insight, that pushback.
They're the yesers, the yes
right, right. And guess what? I leave the shop way more prepared, way more enlightened, even on my own perspective, because let's assume I did answer or counter back or rebuttal.
Right.
That gives me a lot more reassurance. And like I'm solid. Like I'm good on where I stand.
Right.
Because I went through a pretty it's still pending little battle with the previous potential partnership.
Right.
And we had countless conversations about that. Because I almost saw like I was getting like prepped for court already, and AJ, he was doing a good job prepping me, because yeah, absolutely, it gave me it kind of refreshed everything, all the details, all the reasons why, and you check yourself as far as like, hey, was I being rational? Was I being emotional? And but that's why exactly. That's why I love coming to Leche. Not only for the fresh ass cuts, but the fresh ass conversations.
Yes, without a doubt. And I love getting checked myself. So I always love. Huh?
Last week.
How'd you check me?
Oh no, twice. Well, one with you trying to figure out whether or not to go out of town as far as the money.
Oh,
when you're like, oh, I'm gonna be with my mom's, but I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
B, you're still gonna be in town, but you're not gonna be spending quality time with her, right? So like that one, and then
that was one of those. He just one sentence made this. Oh shit, that makes sense.
I think we should have given a little bit more detail in that conversation. No. Okay, cool.
Just know in one sentence he removed a lot of the stress.
I think you were talking about how you're debating going back and forth all day as far as like what you're gonna do.
Correct. Yeah. All right, we'll do a little information. So in 2019, I traveled a lot. I was traveling around the world, educating, doing hair, and
great job, by the way.
Just
like seeing you fly everywhere.
It was a 2018 goal. And,
remember that one education that you did, and I think you said that at the end everyone went so crazy that the frame fell from the back of the room.
By far the best reaction that I had. I think it was.
He shook the room, people. He was
really like it got loud, and I think the energy was high, and the picture frame fell. And we all kind of got startled, and then we just got even louder, you know. So, yeah, that was good. That was a good experience, and it's what drives me, you know, seeing those.
I was gonna say that must even give you more fucking fuel to keep doing what you're doing.
To keep doing what I'm doing, but it took me away so much from the shop.
Yeah.
From
loyal clients,
the people here, the clients, and even my family, you know. So.
Were you balanced then?
I mean that's a good question. You see, that's the defined balance. Hence, we're having this conversation because
and the relationship.
I know, and the relationship took a hit as well. So, but how can I say but everybody benefited out of it.
Everyone?
I believe so. There's a silver lining in everything, and everybody benefited. We didn't all get what we wanted. That's two different things, right? So we didn't all get what we wanted, but we all benefited out of it.
Absolutely.
And even through the ups and downs, say, you know, this was a plus, but this was a minus. But through the minus, we ended up becoming better people. Like, is that not a victory?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the funny thing is when let's assume I don't get my way. And I'm really kind of like emotional about that.
Right.
But it's for my own benefit.
Yeah.
Then did I not leave the situation leveling up? Did I not leave, solid? But it's when we're emotional, we talked about emotions as well, as far as being emotional versus rational. And it's, we get blinded.
Very much so. But let's come back to, bring it back to my issue was like, do I want to live 2020 is already done, but 2021 the same way as 2019 as far as traveling and being away from the family. And I was trying to think no, if anything, I should be here more for the community, more behind the chair, more for my family. And he stated, well, I mean, whether you're out of town or behind the chair, you're not going to be there for your family because you're working. So what's the difference?
What's the difference?
And I was like, damn, that's facts. Like, I was trying to leave one to build another, but either way, he was not work.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think we do that a lot. Yeah. I think we might do that more than we think when we're trying to make a decision, A versus B.
Right.
I think maybe perhaps having these conversations with someone else, giving you a different perspective that can shine a little bit of light in the situation. So when you're having those moments, reach out to somebody and just share it. Perhaps,
find that circle, find those people that will give it to you straight, like no fluff, no fucking ask the people here.
Bullshit.
No bullshit. They call me ass all the time. I'll be like, I'm the nicest asshole you never met, because the advice is to put you on the right path,
put you on the game,
whatever the right path may be. But yeah. So yes, I love getting checked because I like to think of all different angles. I like to see what different perspectives, or what am I seeing it just my way, or how would somebody else type of see it? Because I think when you said how we said emotions, like when we try to make a decision, we tend to be inside the box. Mm-hmm. And inside the box is where all the emotion and problems are. But the solutions are always outside the box. So when you remove yourself, now you have a better view of the whole scope, the larger picture, and it allows you to make a better decision. So when you have people around you that do the same thing, then then at that moment I was inside the box, and with one sentence you took me out. So, yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure.
That's ASARO_5. DM it. One thing we just talked about in this quick haircut. So he loves to do tips of the day.
Tips para los caballeros. Tip del día.
Tip del día, you know. So el tip del día es para dar consejos a toda la gente y
a mi gente.
Caballeros y ahora damas.
Yeah. So with that, ya me reclamaron. They're like, hey, ¿qué tal las damas? No nos olviden de las damas. Yeah.
Pero sí me dio motivación para hacer lo mismo.
Yeah.
You know, para you know, start giving tips of the day. And Diana, so the same way you scolded her, I'm gonna shout her out. Right, it was her, right?
Yeah.
They told you, hey, why don't you?
No, she didn't scold me. She encouraged it. Yeah, she encouraged me to say to do a tip del día every day for a whole year. So 365 tip del día, and I was like, you know what? Like that might be pretty cool.
And I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, I appreciate that because then we can go back and forth. I can keep you accountable. I'm like, hey, yo, it's almost 12 o'clock. Where's the tip, homie? Let's go. But
which I never get asked, where's the tip? They know what it's saying.
Hit it.
Yeah. I thought it was more of a hey.
No, but I actually, you know what? When you said that out loud, I'm like, all right, I'm up for the challenge.
It's on. Like
Donkey Kong.
Jinx, Minnesota. So be tuned. What time are we going to do? 12 o'clock?
Oh, so that's... Dang, we're gonna timestamp it. You're gonna every hora. You already know to be tuning in at
tip of the day.
All right.
Are we gonna have offset times or same time?
Well, I mean, you can't be at two places at once.
Well, I mean, I could like if you're at 12 and I'm at 12:30.
Oh yeah, well,
then we could be like, yo, tune in.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do 12, 12:30.
12 and 12:30.
Yeah. Ya se armó, gente.
Every day, todos los días, mi gente.
Oh, we're not waiting for New Year's? El 1 de enero?
No, güey. Mañana comienza el show.
All right, ya se armó. So with that, I was doing tips.
Y va de viaje.
Oh.
What if we're in flights?
Oh, that's a good one.
We'll see.
He travels a lot more than I do, so at the end, he's around the world, different zip codes.
You actually going to Mr. 305, so I don't know.
If you're in Miami,
Mr. Worldwide, hit up Arturo if you're in Miami. You might catch him on the beach flexing while I'm over here stretching. All right, let's close out this episode. Let's give me your final thoughts on balance. What is all right, we're gonna close it out with best practices. How about that?
Best practice to reach some type of balance.
So what is your, not the best practice, but what is your best practice? How do you achieve your balance, whatever that may be?
But I have to be honest, I mean, we could have started the episode with, hey, am I balanced? In my opinion, am I balanced? Arturo,
right,
¿qué onda?
Are you balanced?
Fuck no. That's a fuck no. No, I'm not. So I struggle with it. Everyone that I personally talk to struggles with it.
Of course.
And there's different degrees. There's it's definitely a pursuit. Yeah, it's definitely a pursuit. We all struggle with it. I think if you're not talking about it, it's a problem, because that just means that you're just like chilling. You're just complacent. You're like not even. Oh wait, I'm not balanced. Not
even making the effort.
Right. You're not being mindful, intentful of being balanced.
Okay, then let's end it the other way. With what is the area that you need to focus more on?
Why you hit me with
todo
huevo? So last year, I just came out of a relationship, 2-year relationship, and last year completely different, this year completely different, right? And so I was balanced in other things last year and neglected a lot of other things. This year, completely different, because I started the year different. I made it a point to focus and emphasize things that I needed to prioritize professionally, right? And with that, there's a shift. There's a huge shift, and you start attaining some type of success in these areas, but then like everything else, if you neglect something, you're gonna lose track of it. You're gonna distance yourself from it. you start getting some type of success somewhere else, right? And so then you get caught up on that, and you're like, oh, well, I'm winning. But then on the backside, you're not.
Right.
At least in another area that at one point was your main focus. So it's a pursuit for sure, and depending on where you are right now, you're gonna define that balance differently. So again, I think perhaps do either monthly, quarterly check-ins with yourself, and be like, hey,
that's a long time. Quarterly is a long time.
Well, my monthly, I focus a lot on quarterly because of the businesses, right? That's my business, because we do have quarterly goals, right?
Yeah.
And I think, not letting too much time go by,
right.
but also you need time to execute.
Okay.
To also not make sure that it's a one-time hit. Like you I did it once. Well, okay, cool, you did it once, but did you do it 365 days?
Right. Hence why 75 hard is.
Oh, exactly.
Almost
Easy.
a quarterly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uy.
Casi.
Fail. All right.
So, ¿cómo lo íbamos a terminar? So what was the final takeaway?
Well, the final takeaway was I was trying to see like what is the ability to either to find balance, or what was the area that you feel like you need to focus more on.
Todo.
But it's everything. But it's funny that you say everything, because if I was to turn around and obviously I'm the outside looking in.
That's always different. Yeah, that's never the correct
case, right? It's never the case.
That's assumptions.
Right.
Yeah, because you see it from the outside perspective. You see someone, and it's very superficial. You don't know what's going on behind the closed doors, behind the scenes, behind the curtains. You're like assuming things. You're like, he looks in shape. Oh, he looks successful. Oh, he looks happy. Right. But it goes a long way that when I'm at work, when I'm with clients, it's none of their business for what's going on in my personal life.
Of course.
And so I have to, a huevo tengo que
game face.
Yeah.
Right.
And even you're talking about a switch. That's tough because not that it's, I don't want to say it's a front, because I'm still going through it.
Right.
But right now, if you're in front of me, you're my client. It's about you. I'm servicing you. I'm being of service to you. I don't want to be in front of you and like, and then it's going to become now, oh, hey, Arturo, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Right.
And energy replicates energy.
So. Definitely. So I have to, I even get sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't even know you were going through that.
Right.
And it's not that I'm doing such a great job of hiding it or masking. No, it's just
it's a need to know basis.
I think so.
Right. Like, so people don't need to know everything. And that's that's I think common sense. Everybody lives their life like that.
Yeah. So as far as seeing it from the outside, we're gonna make a lot of assumptions.
I assume that your physique is better than mine, and you focus on that a lot.
Well, I have to. I'm in fitness and nutrition, so
so am I. Like, I'm about to fit that pizza in my mouth. Fitness.
Put it in your mouth.
Hey. You know how long? If it took me a year to do this YouTube, imagine how long these guys have been telling me to lose weight.
Oh,
shout out to Memo.
You don't even.
Memo's like my mental Hulk.
Bro, what Memo's been able to do,
and he's just. But not what he's accomplished. Just the fact that he's just so. Yeah, bro. Let me know when you're gonna come in. Hey, when are you gonna come in? Hey, and it's just. He doesn't know. He's like the spark in my ass, just trying to hold me accountable. But it's not pressure. It's just like. All right, when are you gonna do it? When are you gonna step up to the plate?
If you know who he is, and like he's like that. Yeah. That's how he is. Like he hates the pressure. I mean, it's like he'll be so persistent.
Persistent is the word. Yeah.
But he's not forceful.
Pressure, yeah.
He's not. Yeah, there's no pressure behind it, because guess what? He's the same way. He doesn't like being pressured.
Yeah, neither do I.
He's like, hey, I'll do it on my own time. I'll get it done. The more you tell me to do it, I'm not gonna do it.
All right.
And
I have the same issue, bro.
Really?
I do.
So I should just be like, hey, Leche, I want to come to the gym.
When are you gonna
want to pick up some meals?
When are you gonna be in the gym? When are you gonna be in the gym? When are you gonna be in the gym?
Tip del día. Hey,
Leche. Tip del día. Don't pressure Leche. That's why with even getting a trainer, like it's just. How can I say? I don't know. Maybe I have issue with authority. So
really,
yeah, not too much.
Do 10 sets, bro.
I'm
do
not
10 sets.
I'm down.
Do
like If we're there to do it, it's cool. But
Pick
if
that
you're in my
shit
ear,
up, bro.
like,
Go a little bit lower.
I know, go lower. You could go lower. You could go lower.
Really?
I don't know.
But see, is that an ego thing?
I think
Authority?
I think I did well with
J-Rod?
Yeah, with J-Rod.
Absolutely.
I was gonna hit him up too. I saw him, he was on vacation. Like, yo, I'm ready to come back.
Right when he was out of town, huh?
Oh,
you're out of town, bro.
I'll wait.
I guess I'll have to reschedule, bro. I guess.
Yeah, no, J-Rod was good, and he was just all about, like, all right, the same how you were saying, it's all about me and all about, like, at your pace, and that's what I kind of enjoy, because it's not one formula fits everybody.
I know we're gonna cut it, but like even talking, it's gonna be a longer podcast.
Video. We're about to end it, but
I hope
we're gonna continue.
Psych, you thought.
Intervention.
So it's funny you mentioned that, because I just had a conversation with someone that's close to me, and they had a bad experience with a trainer that was kind of in a way kind of condescending.
Right. Yeah.
Like
That's all you're
oh,
gonna
what
do?
you mean you only did 8?
Yeah.
And you could do more.
Right.
And at the end of the day, as a trainer, like that should never be the case. You should be encouraging. I need to push you, so you can in fact want it and be able to go that extra rep or two. But if it
gets
that's it. If it gets condescending, then I have to talk shit, and you leave, the session feeling like, man, fuck this fool.
The physical got gains, but the mental didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
And with the trainer, the relationship that you need to have, that's. Whew. That has to be someone that's on your corner, in your corner. But some people
feed off of that.
Yeah.
Well, I think J-Rod would laugh at me, because when I was tiring out and my muscles were getting tight, like I'll take a breather and then I'll tell myself, man, stop being a little, stop being a little level and fucking do the next two, So he laughs at me. He's like, fuck, like I don't even need to fucking tell you anything. You tell yourself. But I would prefer me calling myself a little level than somebody else telling me
in your ear, you little lever.
I don't know. Maybe I will like it. I don't know why I've always just thought.
Bro, next time you're at the gym, bro, I'm gonna just walk up behind you. You're not even gonna see me.
Be a little lever. That's gonna be my motivation.
Hulk out and shit.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, it's because it's a two-part thing. Obviously, the trainer knows, because he's pushed his body further than he thought he could.
Right.
So he's just trying to enforce that mindset of, hey, you can push.
You can do it. You can push that threshold.
I've been in your shoes.
I've been there, yeah.
And you can do it. I guess, yeah, it is an ego thing. See, that's another check for him. It's another check about maybe, I don't want anybody telling me to do it. Because what was the one thing I was telling you when I started? I need to just not say anything and say, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Come
sir.
at this date? Yes, sir. Like, don't push it, don't question it, and just get it done.
Just trust the process.
I'm getting in my own way.
Why that you're paying someone to literally do that for you.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're gonna kind of create resistance, then you might need to ask yourself why. But no, definitely trainers, people that achieve a certain physique, that's what they do every day.
Right.
They push their limits and their boundaries every single day, because that's how you achieve a great physique, because you hit plateaus and then you switch things up to a new level that
and
allows
it feels
you
like
to
starting all over.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
it's a game that never ends. You keep on working on them games. All right, that became a little therapy session. You see, this is why I love talking to this man right here.
Yes, sir.
And actually, can we plug in? Where is it that I go and don't go to get this physique that I have?
Good advertisement. Is it good?
This is the before, baby. What you think? I'm not gonna get there? Oh, I'm gonna get there.
All right, so
you're ever been, fam.
We focus on nutrition and meal prepping. So LA MacroFit. That's us. La MacroFit, remember?
La MacroFit.
Hey, who's La MacroFit?
Hey, La MacroFit.
La MacroFit. We're texting you. Hey, pick up your meals, bro.
La MacroFit.
Who's texting me?
Oh, LA MacroFit.
MacroFit, yeah. So it's MacroFit. We're in the city of Southgate. We specialize in meal prep. And then...
delicious food, by the way.
Affordable, delicious. Macro-based. So you're trying to hit your macros. We got you.
There's no way you'll get tired of the food, because
we change it up. We gotta,
man, y'all change it up so often, and we sauces, the seasoning.
COVID was an eye opener. We had to really dial things back with the menus. because we're going crazy. We're doing vegan, vegetarian, every single week, new items. And it's to do new items to mass produce, because it's one thing to, hey,
we got it down.
We got one dish, we knock it out, taste profile is there, macros are there, but then to mass produce it, to be able to do hundreds of those plates with the same, well, I mean, in that one plate, but we do thousands of meals a week right now. Yeah, even with COVID right now, we're doing about, I know Memo doesn't like me disclosing this information.
We won't. We're doing beep amount
of... we're doing beep a week. No, but... right? No. But that's the thing. I don't have an issue talking about it, because that's my business. Like, I need you to know, like, hey, like this, they're doing that much. Well, they're selling that much. Well, damn, they must be doing something right. Damn straight. It doesn't mean I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing it. True. No, I can give you the formula, but it won't be executed the same. No. Yeah. I can tell you step by step what I did, but the timing of it, the market of it, everything's different. So right now, even with COVID, we're doing about 6,500 meals a week. Before COVID, we were doing about 9,000 a week. And that's just meals. We do tons of other things. We do cold pressed juices, overnight oats, protein muffins. Now we incorporated protein donuts, cold brew coffee. Oh, the coffee. Grayscale. The coffee. Shout out to Grayscale. But yeah, so we do meal prep. That's MacroFit. Shout out to the Hulk. Oh, the Hulk. Yeah. Niña fresa, oye. I know Sebas and Karen like the niña fresa. Mm-hmm. But I think Karen used to put like tequila. Yeah. Got to. Wait, you don't? Bruh. Y'all don't pre-mix it like that? Actually, I might do that in Miami. If you see me in Miami, I might have a little niña fresa whip. No, so yeah, that's the meal prep. And then starting COVID back in March, my brother and I took another project. We bought a gym. What was the space of a gym? Hold on. Let's save that for later. Just tell them what it is. Gotcha. And where we at? It's a gym called Madhouse. Madhouse Gains Asylum in the city of Cudahy, which is next to Southgate. Next to Soygate. Yeah, Surgate. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So let's run it back. LA MacroFit. City of Southgate. Yes, sir. And Madhouse Gains Asylum in the city of Cudahy, off the same street on Atlantic. Yes, sir. And once you go to the gym, you'll never want to go anywhere else. I don't know if you want to go back, but someone didn't go back. Madhouse Gains Asylum for a reason, player. Yeah, but no, it's a beautiful gym, and Art, I applaud you and your brother and everybody who's involved in the operation, because the team. Shout out to the team, yo. Yes, I don't do it by myself. Sure. Memo, Diana, Will, everybody, like J-Rod, everyone, Josie, everyone. Yeah, it's definitely a family feel with everybody, and as much as you love your family, you always fight with your family, and even with your fight with your family, we'll talk about that with Memo. You know that's love. Oh yeah. Oh, Memo, because I'm in business. I'm in business with Memo, with Diana, with Will. I'm different projects. I partnered up with them. So doing business with them, that's a great topic that I'm down to share. Yeah, hell yeah. That's the good, the bad, the good, the ugly. Yeah. The good, the bad, the ugly. Because it's true. Like there's no way around it. No. And yeah, I can't wait to have you back. And yes, we're gonna have to bring back Memo. If you guys want me back. So if this video, a couple people like, a couple thumbs up. Yo, you gotta smash that like button, bro. You gotta smash the like. I know they will, but if you dislike it, let me know. But you gotta tell them though. Like you gotta let me know. I like getting checked. Remember, don't give me that soft dislike for no reason. So yeah, if you guys want me back, I'll make sure that I bring Memo. And it'd be fun. Like I said, I think I told you we might need a wide lens, because y'all see her Hulk. I'm out for like, yeah, he's about 3 times bigger than I am. So and like 1.5 smaller than I am, because I'm so huge. Yeah, with the baby oil. Stop body shaming me, bro. He's doing it by himself. Check out that self-esteem. Hell no, baby. You can't have a party with a 6-pack, so I'll bring a keg around, bro. That's an expensive body, bro. Right? That's an expensive body. People, that's an investment. 6 years of investing right here. But yeah, we'll have me back. If you guys want me back, I'll bring Memo. We'll talk about everything. So we'll get her done. Yeah. But thank you so much for coming on, bro. Man. Thank you for having me. I know we were talking about balance and trying to find it. And quote unquote, if it even exists. I know there's a lot of memes out there and a lot of quotes trying to find balance, but like I think we both come in. We talk about it, but you can't really attain. Right. I feel like we both feel the same way, where it's like if it's either you focus on one, and then when it's time to check off and do another thing,
we focus 100% on that. And if that is considered balance, then so be it.
So be it.
But yeah,
Yeah, we'll leave that this video on that. So whatever's important to you, make the priority to reflect and say, hey, like I want to focus time on this, on that, and then check yourself 2, 3, 4 weeks down the line and say, hey, am I moving towards the right direction? Am I improving in these areas that I want? And if not, then you're doing something wrong.
Amen to that.
All right, guys.
So go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, comments. Definitely leave your comments. Let us know what you guys think and how you guys rank those 3 items. And love you guys. And until next time, peace.
Let